Hi there, so welcome to the last tutorial in this series. As you can see, I've added quite a few elements since the last tutorial. I have finished working on the water, so again if I just select these, I've created those same pieces as we made for the lava. In addition, I've actually removed those additional parts of the lava, and I'm just going to memorise and calculate where about these will fall along here to separate them from the actual corner pieces themselves if I need to add additional parts on. So what have I added? I have created some rocks which I then changed the colour for, so I can use them in both environments. I have created some shrubs, again one for each environment. I have made a rock sort of emitting some lava, which should sit quite nicely around sort of on the edges of these banks, where it can actually look like these are what are feeding into the actual lava beds themselves. And I've also made some sort of coloured bamboo vines. The character that I'm using for these tutorials I'm also using with the second year project for the FMP, which is also going to excuse me, incorporate these type of vines within the environment, so I thought it would be pretty cool to include them in here as well, as is these sort of lighting up plants, and also there's going to be a sort of bridge as the main feature, and I thought that'd be a cool addition to add for the scene, considering there is lava and water, etc. So in this one I'm just going to demonstrate how to create these rocks. I may actually throw in the lava one for those of you who are interested. I think that'd probably be more beneficial. So what we're going to do is we'll create a new scene, and it should be 32 by 32 pixels, and what we're going to do is build a quick sort of colour profile using our previous scene. So we're just going to flick between them, so you can go to your master layer, and we're just going to grab each one of these colours. So we'll go for the light brown. Let's just zoom in a little bit just so we can get that accurate. So I'm going to go for light brown. Obviously we'll just make sure you get the pencil tool selected in the right layer. We'll just paint those on, and we'll go back and we'll get this next tone. We'll go back and we'll grab the next dark one, and we'll go back and we'll get the final. Okay, so what we're going to do is literally just plot out a couple of rock shapes using the second toning. So I want it to be quite tall, because obviously we're going to be emitting some kind of we're going to be emitting lava or water or something like that. And so we're just going to literally just draw around, okay, something like that. We do want to leave a bit of a gap at the bottom to include the red, but we want to try and use as much space as we possibly can. Within that, then we're going to create like a rock in the middle, okay, sort of for it to actually roll over. Okay, so we'll have a sort of valley coming down here, and actually we actually want another rock just inside, just so we can actually have it forming down this as well and sort of running down. So with this in mind, we need to actually create sort of a darker area where the shadow is going to be, so we're going to actually paint that on first, okay. The reason for this is that light tone is going to be for a lighter area. Obviously, you know, this groove here is going to be the darkest part, as well as this edge, as it is in shadow. So we're just going to incorporate that down, and we'll get this darker part, and we're just going to paint this over the top, and we're just going to take that all the way around as well. Obviously, you know, this is going to be in the dark, relatively dark as well, because we've obviously got the lava and it's meant to be like a cooled down sort of face. Obviously we're going to have lava running down here, so we do want to thicken this up slightly so we can actually see that the darker rock. And what we're going to do is then just paint these bits in really quickly. And I mean, it's such a quick process to add these smaller assets. When we're not doing anything modular, we're just creating individual pieces. I mean, it's such a quick process. It actually saves so much time. And we're just going to add some actual detail in, okay, because we don't want it to be, just too plain. So if you're using a graphics tablet, again, it's going to be a lot quicker than using a mouse, but that's the way it is. So again, we've started to get that sort of detail out. We've got our sort of gorge for the lava. So with that in mind, we're just going to add now the last sort of bits where we're going to get some really light rock, maybe one or two little parts up here. We don't want to go too mad. Okay, and then with that in mind, we just need to make this bottom ring darker because that's the one that's going to be touching the lava. Okay, so remember to push Alt, which allows us to get the colours up. And now we're ready to start adding the lava. We're just going to push, keep pushing the wrong key. There we go, and then that'll bring that up. A couple of things that we need. So we're going to need the red, and we're going to start with again with that neutral middle, which was this yellow, well, orange I should say, not yellow, orange. And we're going to bring that up here, and we're just going to bring it down, and we're going to say, right, we have a bit coming around here, going down, and we have it running off down here. Okay, we probably do want to thicken that up, so 2 pixels wide, probably. Perhaps have it thinning out a little bit there. Okay, and what we're going to do is then get the pinky red, and we're just going to put that along the bottom. Okay, and obviously we don't want that where this lava reveals itself, but what we do want is it to run along these sort of sides. Okay, and actually probably not so much there. Because we do want it to fade in, and actually if you do more like this, it will look more like a gradient, and it'll actually look like it's fading out, which is exactly what we want. So again, we're just going to go in, we're going to get yellow this time, and we're just going to sort of add this at the top where it's going to be at its hottest, as it sort of falls, trickles down. Hopefully a little bit more yellow there. And then finally we're just going to grab the white, and we're going to add that at the top. Okay, and that's it. We're just going to erase the colour profile now we're complete with that, and then we are ready to copy and paste. So push Ctrl C because it's on one layer, and we're just going to test it in with our lava, and obviously if we throw that in, it fits in nicely right there. And as I said before, really quickly, I now have 2 pools for lava. So again, oh yeah, and by the way, sorry, I'll show you another thing. I did make the bridge in separate pieces. So cool. We'll have that down here. Some more rock pieces and then the bridge. So again, my bridge has been created. So this piece can be copied, and copied. They're all 32 by 32 pixels. Obviously, the joy of this is we can actually mimic a little bit more depth than what's actually been given. And yeah, we have one really long cool looking bridge should we need it. So again, I'm not going to do specific tutorials on these additional bits. They were just something I've been adding in for mine. It's up to you now to apply these as much as possible, especially when you hit the full production stage of your 2D game. But by doing these you should gain that experience ready to make those assets. I've got room for a couple more, which I'll probably do in the coming week or so. Enjoy. I'm looking forward to seeing your results, and I will see you in the next series, which will be on creating characters. So good luck.